Abusia Alexander Afenyomarkins, the minority leader. Wedding komo ama ne ho ache na sisi ebe no we kasa. Ya exposing of a year $29 million. Say Indian contract bi. We dey ma me kasa an wan pese ya ayeko na yitie na yetumi eche ya adwen. Na nsem no ano adin ye. Yentie na yetumi eche ya adwen. Ha da so ye be mi dey che be se wa se ene any de ko ni channel so ni do no go kwan so be media be se wa so be subscribe like na wa bo aso a shema for person be no anya bi ete yenti eye expose ya this time round President Afenyomarkins say okodi nkomo efa eye good board ho no abusia sisi no eye akoye say ne agenda si na ye expose no a enya senketo ni na so eye sikasem during their 8 years in power yenti ni na sisi a
enya kwan to serve the nation in this position. You rather should be humble, knowing where you are coming from. School fees kwa na unye bi ntwa nye Dr. Papa ko sindum ne bo akọ Augustine sa. Aka secondary school kwa wan kobi. So humble yourself in this society. Stop lying about others. Stop running other people down. See you can wasema. Entumi nkan wie. Be catch you. Be kan masisu bem. Hwe owura je ekufo otifie aso hu ye. De ekosu nya onim hu bi. Sami je fiko tia ne na nsan ya meboa.
Yeah.
I was against the visit.
Why?
Jay Kufo na kwala ni mission boy any Afenyomarkins. Them say Sami Jemfiko ko born na mania shinu. Obe friend bra go and attack the boy. I'm saying it.
No, I need the sign.
Oh, so say me you free. Who dey bia ye ka Jay Kufo say mamusi ye nya no.
Enye Jay Kufo.
Oti one na dey question. No. This is not a loss.
The former
it is not a loss.
At least why you quiet for this country ache.
Oh, please. Onye quiet dem be patrol. On friend and put him to order, put his minority to order. Say obi operational cost, the cost of producing this bottle of water, it comes at a cost. You have to pay for the water, the bottle, and other things. So if you put it to the market and you put a value on it and you go and sell and you make profits, should somebody sit somewhere and say the operational cost is a loss? Mr. Ojani, a Bachelor of Management said there's a little accounting or trial no VAR and Kobehu. There's a little economics. You know the economic importance of investing in production in order to make profits. Into your new dear, blame him or not, he was chairman of the road fund. You know what he did? He gave $29 million to an Indian contractor. Go and ask Governor
Alexander Afenyomarkins.
I'm telling you, up until now, the guy didn't do the job. He's in the country walking around. The Indian didn't do the job.
$29 million.
He signed off. He gave it to an Indian contractor. He didn't do the job. He was board chairman for Ghana Water Company. His own companies were involved in what you call in transporting chemicals of the company. Checkbook na send mo to him. Otu ni car the no assign check. Otu the car no assign check. Ghana Water, the records are there. The former managing director Clifford Brahma is there. Go and find out from him. You think I'm joking this afternoon coming here? What are you talking about? Yeah, did they call ECG? Uso obi ato good. Inso keke kotonu. Check out Ujama $3.3 billion at the Ghana Water Company. Who said the Ghana Water is crawling on his belly? Can't you see it? Look at ECG. Koto akoso mo kania kwa mi kume si musi mumpini. Koto akoso mo kania keke. Na fan faso brain uboka $8.2 billion. Look, the contract arrangement that he had with Cocoa Board. Go and find out. Omuto fertilizer no ni inputs no at $1. No me break Cocoa Board $100. Me catch that I'm not. The facts are there. Go and check. The facts are there. He's working free, and he won't keep quiet. He would not keep quiet. Once the MPP for no, post, so you cannot touch him. If you come and touch him, it's like you're touching their lot. That is why I've told the MPP people, remove him. Remove him. The other people in the MPP, like Patrick Boama, he was in the same university as me, a gentleman of a sort. Okay, Central,
yeah.
Yes, he can be your leader. We want people who will criticize us and then will stand on our toes and use the criticisms to work. Not this kind of criticisms. Well, I bet TV so can say, oh no, Obika is self-made. Business is kura no my enchire business I can say you are a successful businessman. No. Make sure kakra. Where did you get your businesses from? It was Jay Kufo who gave you a contract far away in the Western region to go and offload bauxite. Where did you get the tracks from? Jay Kufo guaranteed for you Standard Chartered Bank to go and take loans. Sikadu kwa wetua. $35 million now or the banks no. On for receipt in that say wetua.
At least I'm say.
No, that be me. Oh, unya kasa. Kasa me. Oh yes,
come on.
That be 20 times I call IMF no. When was our currency saved? 20 times we have gone to the IMF and Takosi Botre We have gone to the IMF, and even more intelligent people who have gone to the IMF. Today, look at the IMF country director. He comes from an Eastern European country. Yes, he comes from an Eastern European country. I'm a graduate from the University of Cape Coast and an economics major graduate. Wow. Yes, I decided not to study economics further because I saw something. Those people who were rushing to do their masters on other things had ill intention when it came to economics. Last time when the NPP was in power, I had some of my classmates who were saying that, government can spend beyond the percentage of GDP, which even 100%, so long as it's investing in the economy. See, Kano, they were not investing in the economy. Kano Ferrata was diverting somewhere and chopping. So how can you tell them when the GDP was almost about 80% of GDP to 100% was being wasted? Today, you are just talking about a 1.5% value of a GDP, and you are shouting. When you people are wasting over 80%, when they see a cat assembly, we shouldn't be afraid of them. We must match them both for. Why say me say me home for me waba? Why say me kasani film? Me say, look, bring me every Wednesday. I'll ask permission from my boss to come because yet to me it's not say. And they did very little when they came into power. And like I told you, smuggling of gold was a key component of their government action when they were there. Today in opposition, they cannot flourish. MPB they make a court. Say Matna radio station be akase ne yire eton galap say gold. I never went to the court. I'm a friend, you
didn't go.
I didn't go. Why should I go? Why should I go? I'm asking you.
Quarter friend.
That is the exact truth. That is exactly. The court rather must be happy that I've given them information. They
and you had evidence.
Oh, please. If I didn't have evidence, a person is an MP in the Galamsey area. Baby, Odi MP ni na obehu na cache of excavators. Egugu ho. Two am na ukobisa uni the home. Uchi omuko police station here bebelium. Who was in charge? Please. Right, we know too much about them. We know too much. So sometimes when I sit at home, it pains me. The public relations unit of the Gold Board, they must be proactive. My own brother Prince Minka, he must be proactive. When look, get people together. Before they speak, we would have spoken. Let's be ahead of them because the value of the Gold Board to Ghana's economic reset agenda cannot be understated. Because why? Look at the cocoa board. Like I told you, was to rationalize the cocoa sector. In recent times, John Mahama has gone ahead to bring changes. He has just passed the bill. You understand?
Yeah, the Ghana Cocoa Board.
Yes, very important and key to the sustenance of the sector.
Sure.
So if he has brought a gold board, this is just the first getting to the second year. They will shout, like I told you, Alistair Matthias referred to a sitting president as being a key smuggler in gold. You think he'll be happy with the gold board? I'm asking you. Look, it is alleged that Afenyomarkins has excavators that is involved in Galamsey. Do you think
allegedly?
Yes, allegedly. Do you think you'll be happy that it has been stopped? I'm asking you.
Never.
Bro, yes, that's the thing. So these are people who know what is right, yet they'll turn the fufu better than quiet. Then in the EOCO prison. I sat on national television, and at the time Radio Gold. Yes, Muntie. So we were on television, and then we talked. So Kasa American and ye Kasa Bia and Chilisubia. But to me the Kasa ne court. Eko can say me aware. Mimisi Obibe Wari Chief Justice now at the time, no. Awariano was turned to an English website dictionary to mean rape. Yeah.
Me mobi anda Adam. Ye mi ensa kugan Mugabe me Alistair no. Tokwa bi ani entem. E na we den a untumi nyae. Nyame na hwe 10 years ni akotwa aba. Nti se ni amekan no nyina husu hi e wo dentra. The friend na na ba fo hwe yen. Chia no ne na pamfo nyina. Unya so omo ka bibi a anu atwe aso akotie bi so oti say hey a utte ba bi anu watie bi ba wo ba fi anu abadwen hu say aden na nkrofo yi omo kasasa. Before the advent of the Gold Coast, Edina Diasuno is as a result of gold that Yehu Waha. You see, Portuguese for Ba Elmina first. No? They saw the gold in the lagoon in Elmina. That is why they named it
Gold Coast.
Elmina.
Okay.
That's a gold mine.
Okay.
So they traced all the way into the Praia River. And they saw there was a lot of gold deposits here in the Gold Coast. So even the Portuguese at the time, the 1400s, 1500s, brought in soldiers to be able to survey the Praia River and pick up the gold. So if you go to Portugal now, some of Ghana's gold is in Portugal.
As we speak.
Yes, the first export of gold left the Gold Coast in 1691.
Wow.
Yes, through galamsey sources, not by machine. Through galamsey sources, headpan, shovel, pickle axe. So let nobody trick you into believing that they are for the good of this country. Recently we heard your papa Duncan Williams. What did he not say? He said he went somewhere to have a lunch, and the people there, very rich people in that society, were complaining that they were not getting free gold from the Gold Coast. They were not getting from Ghana. Look at the gold that left the Gold Coast. Just last year, the cost of it was about $11.4 billion.
From gold board.
No.
Okay. For
illegal. Yes.
Wow.
Illegal, unrecorded sources. So you see, the coming of the gold board was to come and rationalize the gold sector, which was in disarray. Bear to be the ope. Party here, Sikafo, no mun nambush, no mutu. Then Alista Matthias, onusu boy and kaye. O catcher and say a man penina or tisono. O tuninya gold free her a smuggle to the tune of $400 million a week, if I'm not.
That was a month.
Yeah, a month.
Yeah,
Alista Matthias, my own name, Alista Matthias. Yes. When they summoned Al Jazeera to pull down the story, they said no, they wouldn't pull. Nanado said you sue them. Up until now, has he sued them?
No.
It should give you a ringing bell in your ears that some big people in some big places were engaged in the smuggling of the gold from the Gold Coast to make profit into their pockets. So the gold board has rationalized the sector and has stopped all those leakages. Into Usha, you better go about Sami Jemfi. But you took Bobona, you see a co acting as a shield in order to protect. You see who say a jato unya trimu ana a jato ni demu a. Because if you so ana eba also. Into ra Sami Jemfi baby I will be our bodyguards no doors to do me I'm a bulldog for Sami Jemfi. Sami Jemfi, like if you remember there was a UN Secretary General Boutros Ghali. So I have conferred on Sami Jemfi. Sami Jemfi. Look at his work. In just a short time they gave him the job. Look at the currency, how it is stable, and we're able to plan into the future with our currency. In the past, it was haphazard. And now, $1 na wino, $1 na bono, $1 Si a dollar ne ba, utumu say, tradiena sidi nikita no bena or better form into generating no kem.
But at least as a company say either Bank of Ghana and a gold board kaba, don't the NPP the minority. Woman nisa right and so betting me bisa say your answers was like we are about Jumedi.
And yeka.
Okay.
The cost of operating bringing us here didn't take cost to bring us here.
Okay. That's operational cost.
Operational cost. In Krafoka baby, unim titi amotoin. Worms. Titi amotoin ji gogomini ayawole na ke wo hook line emi. Na ka jiolu ye mumi. Sa. Ono sa gogomini so onu so ye obi nya, obi papa. But it's a cost to the colony. You need that worm in order to get the fish. When you get the fish and you consume and sebio ukojawa na emua no eye titi amotoin omuso menya ho faso. Is that not it?
Very true.
Yes. So there's a cost to every operation, and especially at this time, we must know say for every $1 of gold sold, you book 17 cents. So we have 83 cents as operational profit. It's not a loss. How can it be a loss? Cost and loss. Loss. They say amawe cotton. Yadima wakofa. Oko jwemuna obaya. Sikana yesusu ebenyano. Yenya. Into ba waboka. It's different from udi sika eshemu because gold no ego baby esieto and a gold board so the structure to how they to aggregators tier 1 tier 2 and other people who come into the sector to buy. So their fees, agent fees, those who go and buy it, and charges, and those charges are not generated by the gold board. It's per the Parliamentary Act on Fees and Charges that they charge those fees. And then there's another one that we call assaying fees. That one too comes to us because we want to buy the gold. So who the cost when you came now obi aboka cost to 1.7 billion. Now or the 17 billion aba. You frame where? Yes, don't be hypocritical. You frame na bon sem mano. It is a medium baby obi pa
anchor repeating.
Prepare your explanation right now will be a wotie when you a fair idea of sa and semi okay. Ntino you ever find a say Mrashebe for the any obi or experience when Mrashebe to say Afenyomarkins why majority leader paying why minority leader government businesses other sectors forming government you know onimuno. Why do you think say when we say be operational cost but one more kind of ya say a car gold board abo
it's for mischievous purposes. It's to run the NDC down. We are doing too well in government in a short time. Into one baby or the Akofa IMF so. Look, the International Monetary Fund was set up in 1945 after the Second World War to support all of us. But they have not done so. When they decided to resuscitate Germany's economy, go and see the investment they made in Germany. Is that what they have done for African countries? For 20 times, Ghana has engaged the IMF. Were they able to save our city? Never at any time. Go and check. If you had an economic recovery structure adjustment program, they were not able to save our currency. In 1998, the IMF came lashing at the NDC when they had supported us and the economic recovery structure, telling us that our currency was down. When J. Kufuor came, what didn't they do? Didn't Kufuor change the currency? Yeah. So at this time when the gold board has come in and we're able to save so much, 17 billion, IMF will quite sikain on mumamu. Maybe so.
2.53 billion, 100 million.
Peanuts money. So say Bank of Ghana nobody went on a road show to the international market to go and borrow using enterprise insurance to come and gain profits. Because gold board is a pillar, it's a central defender in Ghana's economic reset program.
Could it be politics as usual?
You mentioned somebody's name, Afenyomarkins. Yes. You don't know him, eh? When I come and sit here, I've been saying this here. If people think I don't like him, me see me subai no I wonu a bit daddy. No BA when subai. Me can't go for frame and stop. Look, I was in the same university with him. He ran away from his course, the Bachelor of Management Studies, typewriter for course, typewriter being a secretary course. When you join here, go and ask him. We're in the same university. He slept on the floor. That's why I've said it. Look, these are people who should be humble. No, please. You should be humble. First, your own father was a carpenter. Your stepfather used to work as a poultry farmer. No, I'm coming there. It's not personal. It's not personal. Allow me to let my men dig in the background. I'm going to and why were we jailed? It's true. Our real marriage became rape under the Muntie 3 case. I studied literature at Atimota School. When I went to university, I was serious with my communication skills. Do you know who my lecturer was? Professor Jane Pokwajimai.
The vice president.
Yes, she was my lecturer at the time in the University of Cape Coast. While being to the all kind about English language, you have to be, so you see, it is not for nothing that we are fighting this. How can you say operational costs is loss? That is how your lot is made up of. When Kwame Nkrumah was developing this country, what didn't they say? Yes, you this Sikano. Yes, you boy a car. And Kwame Nkrumah Sikano or this is annual man. Look, 60 new factories in 1961 alone. Look at the motorway that serves us until now. You understand? Yes, look at the Tema Harbour. Look at the expansion of the Takrady Harbour. Yes, the Akosombo Dam. It serves us till today. Meanwhile, at the time, Omukachire said, Kwame Nkrumah Diskano, it was a loss to the state. So watch out. When you see the Wemu, yes, when you see anybody MPP coming, and some because they are made up of liars, they concoct stories, and they'll be looking straight in your eyes, but they'll be lying. That is how their lot is made up.